I can't wait any fucking longer.
All right. Well, welcome, Smutters, to the Sibs Read Smut podcast. I'm Ned.
I'm fucking Helen.
Ew, don't fuck Helen.
Somebody has to.
Tighten your ascot, polish your monocle, and chill your caviar. It's smut time. And if you can't tell, we are doing rich people books these last 2 weeks of the podcast. This is the podcast where we read, rate, review, and tell yuck yucks, all while discussing our favorite dirty romance books. If you cannot tell from Helen's just general demeanor right now, she is fired up.
I am hopped. I'm so angry right now. I have blood coursing through my veins, which is normal, and I'm very upset. Not about the book.
No, book was fine.
Book
was good.
I enjoyed it, actually.
Yeah.
But
we'll get into that. But if you're liking our bullshit, go ahead and smash that like, rate, subscribe buttons. Every little bit helps. If you have book suggestions and or questions or want to find out why Helen's mad, hit us up on the socials at Sibs Read Smut on Instagram and the TikToks, or email us at sibsreadsmut@gmail.com. Make sure to tune in on Fridays for the Sibs Read Smut Minisodes.
SRS. It's just SRS.
SRS, where we discuss books and pop culture outside of the Dirtyverse. Sometimes in the Dirtyverse, sometimes out of the Dirtyverse. Depends on how we're feeling that week. And Smutters, still and always support your local libraries. Give loves to those smut peddling heroes and heroines. On today's podcast, we will be discussing the incomparable. I forget the title of the book. False God. by C.W. Farnsworth. I think we both enjoyed it. But if you're, the spoiler alert, we will be talking about these books in full, as always. Tip to taint. Beginnings, endings, twists are all fair game. So if you haven't read the book, I'd say hit pause and go check this one out. It's medium length. I'd say it's medium length.
Medium length,
Not too girthy.
Just like you. I don't know that for sure, but I'm guessing.
I mean, my God, Helen, that's a little too far for this podcast between siblings.
Just my overall guess, being a white European
did that
average height man.
Did that one sip of beer get you drunk already? I mean,
I am drunk on anger. I am just drunk on anger. I cannot be controlled.
Do you like my new rocks glasses that I got at Home Goods the other day?
Are they glass?
Yeah.
Oh, and you have a circle ice.
Yeah, circle ice in there.
Wow.
I'm classing it up. See, pinky out.
You are classy, and I'm cracking open a skunk Miller Lite because I have nothing else.
Hell
and I'm
yeah.
Here alone.
Never alone. So, as we always start off these illustrious podcasts with Cover Watch, what'd you think of this one? It's kind of blue with the downtown London. Love London,
Yeah.
I thought it was okay.
I have seen this author's cover. Like, all of her covers, as far as I know, they all are of like a similar, there's a building and they're sketched, like they look like pencil drawings with the writing over it. They all, LA Maiden Call. So I've wanted to read this author for a really long time. So I was happy to see this cover because
and it's good. It's like that sketchy kind of backdrop. I liked, and pastel blue. It was good. This was a weird one because if you look at it online, it says that it's technically book 3 in the Kingston. In the Kingston series, but it's the new generation. So I think the first 2 books in the Kingston series were their parents, and then
not
Kensington's.
Close
same
enough.
concept, same, but different, as they say in Vietnam. But it was so the Kingstons. Books 1 and 2, I think, are her parents, and then now this is the start of a new series with the kids. So, I wasn't sure where there was a lot of backstory that I think you were supposed to know going into it that I didn't really. Yeah. But, it was unnecessary to figure out what, was going on in this book. I didn't think you absolutely needed it. You can read this as a standalone is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But now that we've got the introductions out of the way, you want to dive wang first in the summary of the book, Helen? You want to start us off?
Fucking guess. All right. I'm kidding. I should clue the listeners in. I am fresh off of chasing my mother-in-law's dog all the way down the street. We live on a really busy road, and we are watching her dog for a week, and this little asshole snuck out as I was closing the door tonight. After taking them in, I took her leash off, and she snuck back out and sprinted all the way down our driveway into traffic twice, crossed the road twice, and was like running in between cars. And it's a really busy road, and I'm literally in the middle of this road, like screaming, "Stop! Wait!" with like a bag of treats in one hand, screaming for this stupid fucking dog. And just so people know, my dog Penny is like a 60-pound mutt. She bites Ned, like, but it's all love bites. I mean,
constantly, like, but yes,
her like biggest issue. Penny in this in my family, my in-law family, Penny gets the rap as like the bad dog because she like occasionally will nip people. Okay, like whatever, she's being protective, but she gets the bad rap. Nobody ever wants to watch her. People don't like to, like, because she's big and apparently nips Ned. And so
hi, in-laws.
I don't think they're listening. and then all the other dogs in this family, they yip constantly. They cannot be left alone. They run away, like into traffic, run away, and like it won't come when they're called. And like, are you fucking kidding me? But somehow like my dog's the one that nobody wants to watch. Where do we get off? And then I get a call from my husband. 3 other people have, like, somebody saw me. First of all, moving to the suburbs is for the fucking birds, because now apparently when I'm running around in sweatpants and a t-shirt, like, thank God I had a t-shirt on. I was wearing like this little tank top earlier, and I was gonna like bring in the trash cans in my tank top. Breeze. I mean, almost. I was like, oh, I don't need to put on a t-shirt. And I was like, no, Helen, your tank top is a little revealing. Be a good neighbor. State Farm is there. So
don't throw them over your shoulder like a continental soldier.
I was like, no. I'm going to go get the garbage cans, and I'm going to put on a t-shirt. I won't expose the neighborhood to that. Apparently, my, like, husband's friend's sister-in-law saw me run, like, sprinting back and forth across the street, and was like, and I apparently yelled and was like, "Can I help you?" And I didn't know that it was somebody that I knew. So I was like, "I got it!" And then that stupid fucking dog, like, came back to the house and, like, almost came inside and then ran away again. And I was like, honestly, I'm not chasing it. I'm not chasing it again. And I didn't. And then it came back. And I went inside and I was so upset. And then I went straight to the fridge. And so anyway, the whole neighborhood heard me screaming for this fucking dog. Apparently, people saw me running through traffic, shaking a bag of treats. I'm mortified. I have to leave the suburb. I mean, now people, like, know me as the
You're
crazy
going out of
lady.
town tomorrow. You're fine.
Which this episode will be online after I'm back. So you stupid fuckers who are being creepy, don't come for me. I hate that dog. I'm not a big dog person to begin with. I like my own dog, kind of like I like my own kids. Like, that's about it. And I'm fired up right now. I am fired up.
We're learning a lot about you. Hit the table a couple
up.
more times just to drive your point in.
You are the only one that hates that. You're the only one that hates that because you have it in your headphones.
Yes.
I am so worked up right now.
So should I start the summary of the book?
I am still waiting for my, like, what is it? My, like, adrenaline to, like, chill the fuck out. I am.
Where are your weed drops? Take some of your weed drops.
They expired and tasted gross and got, like, curdled. But I'm going to Michigan this weekend, so maybe I'll get some more. That's where we got them last time. So by the time this is on air, I'll be back. So
I'll be back.
Don't come from my house. Yeah. Although then you'll know that we have drugs in the house, so maybe you'll be more likely to come. Because we are going to Michigan. All right, just start talking about the book. I actually really like the book. You can start talking about it because I need to gather myself.
Lily Kensington is America's billionaire it girl. She, is used to people wanting her for money and stuff like that, and she's just kind of fondling a horse in the opening scene of this book. And Charlie Marlborough, formal medical student and fuckboy, is Britain's youngest duke, kind of approaches her and goes, beautiful, and she's like, ugh. Get away from me.
Call male horses beautiful.
Well, no. She thinks he's talking to her, and he goes, "I was talking about the horse," and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed." And they don't know who each other is at first, which is they have this cute interaction in the barn, this kind of meet cute, and then he goes back inside. They don't know who each other is. She doesn't know he's a duke. He doesn't know she's a billionaire, and then she overhears him, so it goes from meet cute to meet bad real quick, where she overhears him going, I don't want to, entertain any other spoiled heiress living off their parents' fortune, whatever. And she overhears him say that and immediately just, gets pissed and then starts just ignoring him in the funniest way of oh, I'm sorry, we haven't met yet, know. And
who are you?
And so they are thrust together through all of these parties and everything over the next couple of months, and always introducing. And she keeps introducing herself to him, which I found hysterical.
Yeah.
And we've come to find out pretty quick, Charlie's family, his dad passed away, which is why he became the youngest duke. And his family finances are dog shit. His he's
dad
supposed to be
ruined it. Yeah.
He's supposed to be super rich. His family's supposed to be super rich, but his dad made bad bets and was gambling and pretty much wasted their entire fortune. And so he's in the process of trying to find investors to get him out of this financial hole. And she just wants to be loved for her and not her money. Yeah, and so which is interesting because, spoiler alert, that never comes up this entire book.
Yes, it does.
No, she not Charlie wanting her money. I mean,
she
it comes up
offers him
at the
money.
very end, but it doesn't separate them. It doesn't come between them. It's not like she finds out his family's poor and goes, "Oh my God, you lied to me. Get away from me." It was never a point of contention during this entire book. It was never a point
of contention. He had his grandmother and sister maybe were "Oh, marry her. She's rich. That would help us out." So the
sister said that the grandma didn't like her. She wanted him to marry old money.
Well, the grandma wanted him to marry money and said that outwardly. Did not say marry her, but said marry for money. And then the sister was marry her. She's got money. So other people had put that in his head, and he was very proud. He did not want, because he knew that he really liked her, and he did not want, after a while, there was a lot of meet bads, and then they would fuck, and then he kept getting called away in all these mysterious ways. He kept leaving her, and she didn't like that, as she should not, and I was proud of her.
Well, so they're going to all these glamorous parties, polo matches, yacht outings, charity galas, all this stuff, and she keeps meeting and forgetting him, which I love that. And it also reminded me of Ron Swanson from Parks and Recreation, where sometimes he's just to make sure that people know that I don't care about them very much, I just call them by the wrong name every now and again. And so he's talking with Anne.
Sounds like me dating.
Yeah. Well, and so he's talking with Anne, and she says something, and he goes, "Very good point, Marie." And then just turns around and walks away. I'm it makes me giggle every time. But she just goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Who are you? And the Duke. Oh," and she's just so unimpressed with the whole Duke thing. She just doesn't get it, and what Dukes do and everything else. And he's very cagey about everything that has to do with being a Duke too, which is
it's emotionally fraught for him. Yeah.
And but they're constantly bickering, even when they're on good terms. They're kind of bickering, which I thought was done pretty well in this.
Yeah,
how did you feel their interactions were overall?
I liked it. I liked that. I thought they were really fun, and I liked that she was a strong female, badass character. And then with dyslexia, yes. Shout out to all our dyslexics, Ned. But I would be listening, and then I would be wait, they're mad at each other again. But I would sometimes miss why they were mad at each other. So I would have to go back and listen again of what when did it flip? Because they're always kind of like bantering, but then he would be like, she's mad at me. And I'm like, wait, why? And then it's like, oh, because he left in the middle of the night because his grandma had a stroke. And so there was stuff where like he probably should have just been like, hey, my grandma got sick. I had to run.
Yeah.
Bye. You know, like it didn't need
my
to always
family's poor.
be so
I'm
mysterious.
working hard. Yeah.
Well,
I have 200 employees counting on me. I need to work hard.
He was really sensitive about that because, and I think one of the first stories that she told him, and I actually really liked, I thought one of the best character arcs in this book was Cal, the ex-boyfriend. So Lily, like the history of Lily was she had dated Cal, who was like one of her college, like Lakewood friends. And then in college, they dated for a while. And then one year for his birthday, she got him a book that she loved because like they're both from rich families. She's a billionaire. He's just rich. And
what was it called? Middlesex or something?
Middlemarch.
Middlesex.
And
Middlemarch.
Middlesex is a book too, but Middlemarch. And he was like, you just got me a book? You're a billionaire. And she was like, fuck you. And I think in that moment she was like, oh, you know, even if he says he's not there for the money, like it's still in his brain. So they ended up breaking up, and then they stayed part of the same friend group. And I was happy that Cal didn't turn out to be like the villain. And he didn't. What?
Well, again, on one of these tropes that we've seen over and over and over again of the ex trying to win him back, the ex trying to do all this other kind of stuff, never came to fruition in this.
Yeah,
you know,
he was like a good friend to her. He
just
like started
like the money not coming up, you know, and being a divisive point between the two of them. He was not a divisive point between them, and didn't try to win her back, and didn't try to warn her off of Charlie. You know, it was such a turn on its head of the trope that I think I even put in the notes. I was like, also surprised that someone didn't find out about the money issue and out Charlie to Lily, causing strain or rift. I mean, pleasantly surprised. I was also waiting for Cal to be jealous or try to win her back or whatever. That never came up.
He was like a good friend to her, and he protected her and was nice. I liked his arc.
Also, you know, talking of tropes that never came to fruition, was I was waiting for like the paparazzi or, you know, some kind of something to out their relationship and cause strife in the family or whatever else, and that never happened. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I was waiting to happen this entire book that didn't, and it was nice. It was nice not, you know, I was waiting for it as having read a bunch of books in this genre, but I was on edge, and it not happening. I'm kind of like, oh. That's nice.
I think it felt like they were building it up a little bit too, of like when there was 2 times, both for each of them, where like her dad was coming back to New York to take over part of the Kensington Holdings company, and she was like, oh great, you know, I'm gonna have more attention on me and who I'm dating and all of this stuff. And so she said like, I will have more attention on me, but then nothing ever happened with that. And then he went into his little town of where he lived and where their like main mansion is in England, wherever, and like went to have dinner by himself at this pub. And he's like, I haven't been to the pub in a really long time. And when he walked in, everybody was looking at him, and he felt uncomfortable. But then people were like, nice, like the bar lady kind of flirted with him, but then like he ended up having he saw someone that was like really important to him, and it was a nice interaction. So like I was like, oh, you know, I feel like our assumptions, because we've read a lot of this genre, are like, oh, somebody's going to snap a pic and it's going to be misinterpreted.
It's going to go bad. It's something nefarious is going to happen. And
that was nice. It was refreshing.
And part of that, you know, Cal not flipping out or being overprotective of her, or, you know, causing a strain in their relationship. You know, their chemistry can be seen by everyone around them except for the two of them, like how fast they're falling for each other. And Lily's entirely too close friend group is, you know, intimately invested in their relationship. Intimately invested in their relationship progression of like over the summer when they're first meeting, to him like challenging her to a car race to ask her out on a date. They're all up in her business about this. And Tripp, one of the friends, even gives Charlie the "if you hurt her" speech, and Charlie's like, it's none of your fucking business who I have sex with, so how about you just butt out? And he was like, oh my God, you know, a lot of people care about her. And he's like, I don't care about you or your friend group. Like he didn't understand the closeness of their friends because he never really had that.
Yes, I don't. He wasn't a dick about it. I don't feel like I did not interpret it that way.
It's none of your business who I fuck, and he was like pretty much so butt out that he said that like almost verbatim to his face.
Yeah. But I did not interpret it.
He wasn't
as,
like, smell my fingers, bro. It already happened.
Oh, gross. Okay, I'm the one getting yelled at for being inappropriate. You just flashed your fucking pointer fingers at the goddamn camera. Ew.
What were you being inappropriate about? About almost killing your family dog?
Your penis.
Oh my God, Helen. Oh man. That almost repeated on me. Wow, that's whiskey in my nose. Oof. Oh man. Yeah, but they play polo, which is super rich people shit, and he wins. They race, race cars, and that's when he bets her. If I beat you, I'm going to go on a date. We come to find out later, one of her friends goes, "You beat everyone in racing when we were at Monaco, and now that was the slowest I've ever seen you drive. I think you wanted to go on a date with him." And she was like, "Okay, maybe." But he's driving like 300 miles an hour around the track, like to win a date with her, and he does. And and they pretty much start boning like then. He gives her an OPHJ at the party at her grandma's red, white, and blue party. But that's when they really start having sex, and then they're going to weddings, they're going on a group
her best friend's
honeymoon.
Getting married. Yeah.
And they're spending a lot of time together, and they're being kind of forcibly put together throughout some of this, and then they realize they start liking each other, and he starts making excuses to show up where she is. And I thought the privilege of wealth, it was cute that he's chasing her around the world to. Where did they go? Saint-Tropez. And like he goes there and he's selling a house, but he goes, "Oh, I'm going to go see her too." And it was his crushing weight of responsibility was. This was an escape from that, and he was kind of like, "Oh, well, we're just gonna have fun for a little bit." And both of them are falling pretty hard, pretty quickly. Who do you think fell first? Do you think it was him or her?
Oh, I guess I didn't think about that. Him.
I'd say
he said I love you first, eventually, later, but I feel like
she loved him. She admitted to herself that she loved him well before that.
Yeah. I think, but she kept talking herself out of it. I mean, I guess they both did. But I feel like she talked herself out of it a little bit more than he did.
I think he didn't know how to express his feelings and muddled his way through apologies and attempts at explaining himself, and she just ran away from her feelings. Like I think he felt it the whole time, and she was self-sabotaging by not explaining himself correctly, and she was scared of her feelings and was actively pushing him away.
Know what they were. She asked her mom, like, "How did you know you were in love with Dad?" And she was, I think she knew she felt something, but she wasn't sure what it was for a little bit.
He's infuriating and really pisses me off and whatever. And she's like, "Yeah, that's love, you idiot."
Can I just ask? This is the second time I've heard you say infuriating. Infuriating.
It's a noise to me now. I can't tell.
Because you keep saying infuriating when you're saying Führer in the middle, like
Stop saying Führer, Helen.
That's what I keep hearing. I'm like, I don't think you're saying that word right because I keep hearing you say infuriating.
The infuriating.
It is infuriating how you say infuriating.
Oh, I'm glad you can laugh, Helen.
oh, I'm pissed. I'm angry.
She pissed when he leaves because his grandma had a stroke. See how I wove that right back in there?
Great segue.
Pew. I'm going to put a star wipe on the middle of the video on YouTube. Oh, man. But he keeps dropping in. So finally he gets to the she keeps hurting herself throughout this whole book too. Yeah. She at the friend's wedding, she trips and bangs her head off of some cement on the patio, and he has to with his half medical school knowledge take her and get her treated and whatever else. But as I'm reading this, she then is boozed up at her family's corporate gala, and he's tried to apologize to her, but he bungles it. And then she gets in a car accident outside, and so everybody rushes to the hospital to see if she's okay. And
her limo gets hit.
Yeah, but she crashed her head off of the bar inside.
I know, it was like a kind of an injury, but there's like actually I think there's a theme of car accidents in this because his dad dies in a car. Charlie's dad died in a car accident. There's like several one of his big turning points in his life is a car accident, and so then like they're talking about her car accident. And it's like, oh, her limo was hit. And she hit her head really hard. But I was like, I don't know. I'm envisioning like an F1 speed car, like, ew. And then it's like, oh, no. Like, her limo got sideswiped.
Is parked, is parked,
and
gets hit and gets rear-ended. But it
was a bad accident. She hit her head. It was not great.
She tells the family and friends to send Charlie in, and then pretty much tells him to go away again right away. And Crew, the dad, chases him down before he gets on the elevator and goes, hey, listen, she asked for you and she didn't ask for anybody else. Like, it's important, but she's a strong, stubborn woman, and you're going to need to keep trying at this if you like her. And, you leave now because she told you to leave, but you got to keep trying with her. And so he kind of gave him his stank of approval, like right there in the hospital hallway. But all that to be said, what's with CW Farnsworth and these girls getting injured while drinking, wherever else? Is this some kind of like AA sobriety warning? Like, are they trying to, like warn you off the perils of drinking? Because Charlie doesn't drink because he was kind of a fuckboy and getting drunk before his dad died, and then he stopped drinking almost completely. And then almost every time she starts getting tipsy, she gets injured in some way. I'm like, are they trying to subtly warn you off of the booze cart? I don't know. What do you think?
No, I didn't cross my mind.
No,
I think that's just a really crazy. No. It came up while I remember reading and thinking like, but I feel like it was almost a device that was used because like. She was very much emotionally drinking. Like when she would get hurt, it was because she was like pissed or frustrated or something. And she was like, you know what? Fuck it. Very similar to me being very upset at a fucking dog tonight and going straight to the fridge and seeing a skunk Miller Lite and being like, I need to drink that. But yeah, I think it was not an AA sobriety warning. I feel like it was much more the point of like, it was showing that she was upset, so she was like, I'm gonna drink and get messy on purpose. I don't know. That was what I thought about, because she would be like, I'm upset, so I'm gonna drink, and then she was off the bubbles for a long time.
When he bungled that apology, she was like, let's go clubbing, like let's get out of here, and everyone's like, hey, no, that's not what we're doing tonight.
That was when Cal was a champ. He stepped in
got her out of there, and so he leaves after that, and she's still in New York full time. He's at his estate, in England, and the butler Conrad was great too.
I loved him.
And Conrad comes in and goes, "Sir, we have an intruder," and he's like, "What?" And it's like, did they just wander onto the land? It's like she's in the person's in the garden, and he turns around and Lily's there, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And she's like, "I got 3 days to bone you, like let's hang out." And so they, get to know each other. She finally explains her dyslexia. Some of their miscommunication happens because she doesn't read texts, and people that know her know to not text her because she can't really read them. And so he texted her a couple times trying to...
If you have dyslexia, why are you such a prolific texter?
I have sequencing disorder. It's different. It's not full dyslexia. The words don't float off the page for me. Multi-syllable words, I read the first syllable and assume what the rest of the word is going to be. Huh. We were once in the car driving around looking for a liquor store, and I look up and I see lit, and I go, "Oh, liquor store," and they go, "Ned, that says liquidation." I saw LIQ and thought it was liquor, and it was liquidation.
Liquor?
So when barely know her.
Thank you. Thank you.
Up top. High five. But yeah. So it's that sort of thing, and numbers. I flip numbers all the time. And once someone was telling me, I think Neil was telling me one time. He goes, he would actually in interviews for jobs say that dyslexia was one of his strengths, because he goes, you might put the numbers together for a proposal and think you might get them wrong, so you go through them one more time. He goes, I know I got them wrong, so I go through them at least two or three more times to make sure that I got them all right. And I was like, that's an interesting way to flip your negative into a positive.
Love that. Wait, so if you're getting your numbers wrong, could you actually be like a millionaire and you just are reading your bank statements wrong?
Usually it's after the decimal point.
Ladies in LA, we got another rich one.
Yeah, so there's other than the problems of their own creation, there's like between each other, there's very little outside like influence that's actually affecting them. And so after they spend these 3 days together, he takes her to a garden party, and is showing her off to a bunch of people, and the grandma is still trying to get him hooked up with like old aristocracy motherfuckers
Brigitte
in England,
or some
and he's so like, ugh, I don't care about any of these women, that he fucks her in the bathroom of this party. We'll get to all the sex chapter names here in a second, but it's and after this party, they like don't want to separate from each other or whatever else, and then they exchange hasty I love yous like right outside of the terminal gate at the airport. I'm like, is this really the time of the place? Like, you could have been any more romantic than like, you're getting on a plane, hey, I love you, by the way.
But that was like that came up during the epilogue, maybe, or so. At some point, she was like, I knew that this was for real because everything was like out of order. Like when they said I love you, like eventually when they like when they like propose, and like it wasn't the like the grand gestures and the perfect moments. It was the fact that they said I love you in like the most awkward of ways, and that like the eventual proposal.
Where did he propose to her again?
In the graveyard.
Do you remember? In the graveyard. He proposed to her at his dad's grave, which she retrofitted. She's a landscape architect, and
she did a cool job. I like that.
She did a very good job, like policing up the grounds of the graveyard and made it look very beautiful when he had been letting it go for a couple of
years.
So it was a beautiful place. But it was nice, but it was still a graveyard that he proposed to her at. Who was the family member that proposed at the funeral?
Dad.
Was it Dad that to
Dad
Mom?
proposed to Mom in front of
outside
a wake.
of a wake? Yeah.
Yes. In Evanston, Illinois. I forget, Uncle Len's funeral maybe. And Mom that night had won a dirty joke contest. She had told the dirtiest joke out of all of the like my dad's cousins and all of the like, partners and girlfriends and cousins. She told the dirtiest joke, and then outside,
for those of us that know our mom, it's totally believable.
So, it tracks. I mean, none of this is surprising. And then later that night outside on the sidewalk, EJ popped the question.
So that felt very familiar to us. Our family proposing in graveyards or at funerals. But, so the epilogue is Charlie's going to propose. It overcomes him at the gravesite with all of the new, lawn planning, and it's his medical school graduation. So he finally decides, hey, I'm not,
he saves the family holdings and stuff.
Saves the family without relying on her money.
Yes.
And he saves his own shit and goes back to med school, and he's graduating from med school. He finds out that his dad, who he thought didn't like his med school aspirations, actually was very supportive of it in
Yeah.
the end and whatever else. And so he was like, okay, I'm going to go back. I can do this. He sold off some holdings, so he's not as busy as he used to be. And the redesigned graveyard just makes him have this
So
overarching
happy.
feeling of love that he has to propose to her right then.
Marry
And-
me. He just like shouts it.
Yeah, she just shouts it in her face, like, "Why are you shouting lovely things at me? Marry me,
Marry me.
But yeah, so there was the surprising elements of this made it, made it interesting because
Yeah.
the paparazzi and stuff not really coming up was surprising.
Nice. I liked that.
The Charlie not being a strain on their relation, or the Cal not being a strain on their relationship was nice, and not having that kind of animosity. The money not being an issue between the two of them, was nice. I mean,
Which they were teeing it up the whole time for you to assume that was going to be the issue,
Yeah.
and then it wasn't, and that was very nice, very
Yeah,
refreshing.
I agree. And do you want to do discussion questions first, or do you want to do sex chapters first? What do you think?
Let's do sex chapters. I want to know what you named these.
Okay.
They
All right,
were very spicy, for the record. Like,
Yeah.
the book was really good. We were going along, and then I was like on the train, and the first sex scene came on, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, woo! Getting a little hot under the collar.
It was so 24% in is the first kiss, aka sorry with my lips. So he's apologizing to her for being mean, for her overhearing his meanness the first
Lip
time.
service.
That's a good one. That's
Thank you.
better than mine. But he kisses her, she slaps the hell out of him, go Lily. And then she's like, okay, now kiss me again, and pretty much dry humps his leg to completion. And I was hoping that they were going to have sex because I had a great name for it's the red, white, and blue party, and it was going to be red, white, and inside you. For
Red, white, and blue job.
Yeah.
Red, white, and...
Mine's better.
Yeah. Mine are just off the cuff, all right? Mine are just,
just
creative.
jazz.
Just jazz.
38% hotel hose down. After their date, they come back and he just like blasts her all night long, and it's teasing, mouth stuff, pretty detailed, pretty spicy.
Yep.
40% morning glory hole. See what I did there? Morning glory and glory hole.
Thank you.
Smart. Really stringing those words
Very
together.
creative.
I heard a great line from Veep that I thought was perfect for the subtitle to this. He's been eating so much pussy he's shitting clits.
That's the best show in the world.
Oh man, I love it. And there's lots of wetness, there, and he gives her the deep bone. And then 56% Santra pounding that puss.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he shows up and he's really giving it to her with all the friends in the house and everything else, and she is loud, and she just hops on pop. Yeah, and then 60% was front yard face painting. Where she sucks him off in the front yard of the house that he's selling down there, and then he bangs her on the car. Some spanking. Then in the pool stuff, 63% Marco pole hole. Thank you. It is a gift. It's slow, tender, and intimate. And then 82% barnyard animals. He's gonna bang her in the barn, but he's cock blocked by his own dumb mouth. Yeah, Conrad. But also, she asked him if he's clean and they can use no condoms because he doesn't have any, and he waits too long to respond, and she storms off.
She misinterprets that.
Misinterprets.
Him not wanting to have sex with her.
And
in reality, his inside thoughts were like, I want to have a baby with this woman. Like, I would love for her to ride it raw because I wouldn't care if she.
But his dad's also
pregnant.
been telling him since he was like 12 that, hey, all these women want your spunk juice, so like stay away. But there's two instances of these two people going out for a highfalutin meal and then going home and boning. I mean, there's no way that they're not bloated and farting and going to die of fart asphyxiation.
Ned. Not everybody has our bowels. All right, they are. I mean, we have the same but opposite problems.
So 86% following the pub was post pub pogoing. They have a big meal of fish and chips, and then they go. But that's mostly behind closed doors. And then 93% garden party sprinkler. That's where he takes her into the bathroom at the garden party and hits it raw and just sprays all up in that with all those hoity-toities outside just waiting on him.
Yeah.
And 98% simple, but accurate. One bone for the road.
Okay.
It's their entire families are in the house with him, and he just bones her, and then everyone's at breakfast the next morning going.
Good morning.
The walls are pretty thin.
Yeah. Hey, busy last night?
But yeah. Did you name any of them this time?
No. No.
Yeah. I mean, and they were intricate, pretty detailed, pretty spicy scenes. I mean,
what would you rate this?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that too. I would probably go medium plus or spicy.
Medium plus. We said it at the same time. We said it at the same time.
Because there's while they're pretty detailed and intricate, there are only 9 of them. It's not a crazy amount. I mean, it sounded like
there was no semen swapping.
Yeah, and also no every 4% ish, but there's some big gaps in there, and it kind of didn't. Book started out a little slow, where 24% is a pretty average amount of time for first kiss. So yeah, but I'd sit firmly on the medium plus angle.
Yeah.
Is Charlie's? So let's get to some Chaz questions here.
Okay.
Is Charlie's title as Duke attractive, or it's just extra paperwork?
Extra paperwork. Listen, as any of us who have followed the Meghan and Prince Harry drama,
I did not.
Well, and as we all did, tough stuff. Becoming a royal. No, thank you. I mean, he's not like the Prince of England, so that's like different. And I have read all of those, romance novels as well, like the Royal We and stuff. But no, I don't think it's that attractive. And especially he's like, I don't know. I don't understand the draw. Again, I'm not English, so like I don't understand the draw of a title.
Yeah,
Do you?
I mean, no. I mean, I get the prestige of it, whatever, but it just sounds like you're the CEO of a business that you don't particularly want to run.
Yeah, you didn't get to pick. Like, it's just foisted on you. No,
and which do you think would be harder to survive, the Hamptons high society or the British aristocracy?
British aristocracy.
I mean, maybe with your life, but I think the Hamptons high society could be just as big assholes.
Oh yeah, they could be big assholes, but also like fuck off. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like British aristocracy is like old money. You've been there forever. You have all of the like old grannies who are super opinionated, and you have to like, curtsy, and there's all these rules and shit. And it's like in the Hamptons, you just like, it's at least, I don't know. Again, I think not being English, being American, like I just might have a better understanding of how to act in the Hamptons. I've watched enough movies. I don't know. I feel like the Hamptons high society is probably tough, but also like would be less hard than British.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Do you think that this romance between them is more about escaping expectations or finding love? Because most of this book, they're running from their families and what their families think of them, or what they think their families want from them, more so than like running towards each other per se. I think they found each other in this kind of maelstrom, but they're both running away from the family expectations. I would say that's a bigger factor than them actually finding love in each other, which they didn't particularly want. For most of the
I don't
book.
think either one of them was really like, I'm so lonely. I really am like looking for a partner. I think he was lonely, but he didn't know it. Like, he wasn't actively thinking like, man, I'm so lonely. I wish I had a partner. And she wasn't lonely. She had really good friends. You know, she had a great loving family. Like, I really liked her family dynamic. She's got the two brothers, which I think are the other books in this series. Her
Kit,
parents,
I think, is book 2.
Kit,
Yeah.
and then Sebastian. I loved that nickname. I'd never heard of Bash. And I loved, and they had really fun banter when they were all together for family dinner. So, like, I liked their family dynamics. I don't think she was, like, actively looking for a partner because she was lonely. I feel like she had a great life, and it happened to be like, oh, here's a lovely partner for me. But it wasn't because she was seeking that out.
With all of the tropes that are in this book, do you think, and I saw somewhere online that it said that forced proximity is one of them, do you think that them getting thrust into all of these events together is, or should be considered forced proximity?
I would have never picked that, but now that you're saying it, I mean, I guess, what else would you call it? Like, in my brain, forced proximity is like, you're in the same house, there's one bedroom, you know, like there's only one bed, like that's sort of forced, like, intimate proximity, but they're in the same social circles, like Charlie's, like, so at some point,
well, they don't even live in the same country. I mean, you know, it's kind of like his cousin is getting him,
I guess.
His cousin is getting him into these parties, and people want him at his parties because he's a duke. I don't know. I kind of, when I saw that on the list of tropes, I was like, I don't know if I agree with that really. But I mean, there's so many in this. You know, billionaire romance, royal romance. Billionaire heiress, high societies. You know, family expectations. There's a ton of tropes in here.
Do you think it was a slow burn? I wouldn't say slow burn.
No, I wouldn't say slow burn either. I mean, if anything, our books last week are more slow burn, you know, than these, and even then, I would just say that those are tame romances instead of slow burn per se.
Yeah.
I don't think slow burn applies here because I mean, you know, they're kissing at 25%. You know, they're fucking at 33%. You know, it's like they're doing it. There's not too much slow burn in here. You know, unless you think in their timeline, because between their first meeting and the second time they meet, a year is in between. You know,
that's true.
So it's like on their timeline it might be a slow burn, but like in the reader's timeline, it's 5 pages later. You know, it's not a big deal. But what did you think of the audiobook narrators?
They were great. What are their names? Do you know?
Yeah, we have Shane East, who we've heard in a lot of stuff. He did the Irish voices in Bryn Weaver's Butcher and Blackbird series. So we've heard him in a couple books. He also is the guy in some of the Anna Huang books too.
Okay.
I do not know if he
actually has
what his
accent.
actual accent is. And then Mackenzie Cartwright, I don't think I've heard her in anything else, but
I think she's done. She sounds like a billionaire.
Yeah, she's done most. I think she's done a couple of these C.W. Farnsworth books.
I liked them a lot.
But they were both good.
I liked them a lot. I think for him, like, whenever there's an English accent, any kind of accent, really, I always have to like get into it and like catch the cadence, and so I did with him. There was one grunt during a sex scene that I audibly was like, like I did not need him to be like, ugh. I was just like, no. You could just, I don't know. Sometimes
she had some breathiness in some of those scenes too, and only one time did I really go, whew, you know. But other than that, it was good.
Yeah.
You know, what did you have a most favorite or memorable scene in here? I know you're a boat girl, so I was thinking maybe the yacht stuff might have really blown your skirt up.
No, I did not care for the boat. She was like out on the tip of the front of the boat, and they were like, dive in, and she did, and it felt very like Lady Diana. Gosh, what part did I like? I think I liked the family dinner. I liked her interacting with her mom and being like, well, how did you fall in love with dad? Like, getting kind of those stories. That was nice. And then her interaction, also her grandfather, which was sort of like, I think, again, it harkens back to like the other novels in this series.
The crew and the mom,
her
dad and her mom.
I'm sure there's way more about the grandfather and all of this. So in like the other series, but her relationship with her grandpa was really sweet. And so I liked that. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, none of the scenes really, like, I really liked a lot of it, the parties, and I thought the dance scene, they were putting together a dance to do at her friend's wedding, and then she fell and they couldn't do it. I thought that was really cheesy. I was like, I could have done without
So that's your one good thing and one bad thing about this book?
Yeah, Rose and a Thorn. What are yours?
I liked the polo, them playing polo together, and the racing scene, the car racing scene. Mm-hmm. I liked the build up to both of those, and I liked their banter leading in, where they didn't really like each other, and they were arguing with each other leading in, and then they kind of got that from under heat, while it was happening, because he beats her both times, and then they kind of throw this competitive edge at each other for most of the book, which I enjoyed that a lot. Bad thing, I would say, it's very episodic. It was very, this scene, then this scene. I didn't feel like there were any through lines with any of the family stuff going on, with the money stuff. Like, that was all kind of ancillary going on. Mm-hmm. And as much as he talked about it, like, oh, we need to take care of this, whatever else, it wasn't a very large part of the story. Yeah. But I kept waiting for it, and that kind of trickery in my own. I did it to myself, but that kind of trickery always had me on edge for this whole book when I didn't need to be. And although I ended up liking how it was put together, that aggravated me a little bit. That I was like waiting the whole time, and it didn't happen. I'm like, I didn't need to be on edge this whole time, waiting for the bad thing to happen, waiting for the split to happen, waiting for the low point, because there wasn't really a low point, in this book,
not a major one.
But so
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Why do you think the title was False God? Because False God obviously
she brings it up a lot.
That he's a false god. First of all, Taylor Swift's song came out in 2019, and this book came out in 2024. So just saying.
She brings up that he's Zeus and Apollo, and he's
really.
She says a lot of stuff about him being, especially in bed and stuff, like he's a god in the sheets and all this other kind of stuff. So I think it's a play on her not getting how important he is. I don't think she even realized how important he was until they went to the garden party, and she saw all of the people interacting with him, where he is now the Duke, and he had to be like on Duke mode the entire time. She was like, oh, it is kind of a big deal for him to show up places. Like, this is a big thing. So I think that false god was her not wanting to buy into his reputation at the beginning, and that was like the play on the title. But Smutter meter rating, we're firmly in the medium plus category. Would you recommend this book?
Absolutely. I really liked it. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes, I absolutely would. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I think there's a time and a place where, like, I would have been really annoyed by just like the rich,
Eat the rich.
Right. Yeah, we're taking a PJ to Chloe's wedding, and we're doing, going on a group, honeymoon to San Tropez, and just some of the stuff I would have been like annoyed by at times. I thought it worked really well, and she wrote it really well. That I didn't like hate any of these characters for how much money they had. And then, like, I really actually liked, I should have said this earlier too, his little sister,
Blythe.
Blythe, she was a great like side character. I was very entertained by her. So I enjoyed her take on wealth, and so and also like her understanding of it. So yeah, I absolutely would recommend this. Would you recommend it to mom? It's the ultimate question. The dirty joke contest winner.
I have a story about Dad reading one of the books on our list, but I'm going to save that for the. Yeah, I'm going to save it for the minisode though. But what I recommend, what could I recommend this to Mom? No, I don't.
She loves British high society. She literally.
But there's not enough. But there's not enough of it in here. You know, it's him interacting with all the American, bitch asses for most of this.
People,
yeah. and it's fine. And it's fine. But I think the amount of sex is she just wouldn't care for it. I mean, even at medium plus, I'd say it wouldn't be her cup of tea. There's other books that she'd rather read.
She does love a cuppa.
Agatha Raisin mysteries instead of, she'd rather read the 70-year-old solving mysteries and occasionally getting boned by her next door neighbor instead of, these two 25-year-olds, plowing each other's fields.
Yeah.
Do you know what we were reading next week?
No.
We talked about it last week.
I know it's a book that I know that I have to read it on my Kindle.
Yes,
and
it's called "A Deal with the Bossy Devil" by Kyra Parsi.
I would not have come up with that.
Another billionaire romance. We stack the deck, boys and girls, smut and smutters. Next week, tune in for A Deal with the Bossy Devil, Kyra Parsi. And if you're liking our bullshit and us generally laughing at our own jokes, please hit that like, rate, review, and subscribe. Generally, a golden shower with praise. Thanks for listening, and tune in next week. Smutters.
Goodbye. Stay smutty.
Stay smutty.
Don't let your fucking dog run away. Wait, what was the dog's name in Pocket Rocket?
Pocket Rocket.
That dog ran away.
Catcher If You Can. Catcher? Like Catcher.
Shut up. I love you, Tessa.
I love you, Tessa.
Oh, yeah, Pocket Rocket. Tonight was much less fun than when Pocket Rocket ran away.
And out.